Today I'm going to talk about anxiety and guilt in recovery. The lighting is really shitty, probably because outside is completely grey. Hopefully I can edit this well. So, anxiety, guilt, two things that are unavoidable in recovery, unfortunately. And this creates a lot of problems for people because they think that they need to be less anxious or less fearful or guilty before actually facing their eating disorder fears, such as fear foods, breaking habits, exercising, gaining weight, etc, etc. So obviously anxiety is a big thing. It's how the eating disorder keeps you obeying it, because it makes you feel so much anxiety, stress, guilt, which then produces self-hatred as well if you go against, what it wants you to do. Unfortunately, this is, entirely unavoidable. You're just gonna have to face it at the end of the day, and that's difficult to do, but that's the only way to get past the guilt and the anxiety, is actually to face it and overcome it. It's not to wait till it goes away, because it's not going to go away. The only way that it will go away is by facing it, because the more you face these things that you're anxious about or things that make you feel guilty, the more that it normalizes in your brain that you're doing a certain activity, and then it becomes more normal to you and won't cause as much anxiety and guilt and other negative emotions. It's a bit, I've talked a lot about this before on Tumblr, so the things I'm saying I've probably said a lot of times before, but obviously some of you won't have seen what I've written. I like to use a metaphor for the anxiety, I guess guilt as well, the negative feelings. Basically I say, there's a dragon in your garden and you are trapped inside your house. Every time you try to leave your house, the dragon tries to attack and eat you. So you have two options. You either give up and remain trapped inside your house forever alone and not being able to go anywhere or do anything, or you search a house for a weapon and go outside and battle that dragon. The only way that dragon is going to go away is if you go and face it and fight it. Hiding from it will just keep you trapped, and that is the same with anxiety and guilt and facing things that make you feel anxiety and guilt with your eating disorder. If you hide away because you feel too anxious, or that doing a certain thing will make you feel too guilty, then you're not ever going to be able to face it and overcome it. It will continue to keep you trapped in the same cycles. If you decide to face and fight your anxiety and guilt, that's the only way that you have a chance of winning against it. And you will win against it. It's difficult. It's going to be a difficult battle. It's going to be a difficult war. But you fight all the battles and then you win the war. You can do that. You're entirely strong enough to do that, even when it doesn't feel like you are. And you're not always going to win, first time around. You might have a certain fear food that you eat and then you feel very anxious beforehand and very guilty afterwards, or one of the two. That's going to happen. It's going to feel like shit. And then what you have to do is, combat the eating disorder voice with logic, and also distract yourself. So if the voices are becoming overwhelming, the emotions are becoming overwhelming, then you want to distract yourself and get absorbed in something else. For me, I personally like to watch movies or watch TV series or read a book, because for me that's escapism, and I can get lost in a completely different world and not have to think about what I'm feeling in my own world. Also, there's all different ways you can use to distract yourself. Calling a parent, hanging out with a friend, photography, art, drawing, painting, writing, looking at science articles. Maybe you're interested in neuroscience, you know, taking personality quizzes, playing on your Xbox. There's just numerous ways to kind of distract yourself, you know, whatever your passions, interests or hobbies are. Or if you're not sure what they are because your eating disorder's kind of taken that away from you, then go explore your options and see what you enjoy doing, you know, get stuck in and see what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. So yeah, it's all about facing it. You can't hide away, and I say this a lot in my other video, breaking eating disorder habits. It's all about, you know, there is no kind of, you can't wait for a magic answer to happen. Your anxiety about a particular thing is not going to go away, and the only way to do it is to do it. So if you're feeling anxious or guilty about something, if you're feeling anxious about something or know you're going to feel guilty about something, you just have to do it anyway and kind of face those negative emotions and push past them. And as I said, it's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna instantly be fine with these things. Like if you try a fear food and you eat it and you're feeling guilty or anxious or both, the second time you eat it, you're still probably going to feel anxious and guilty. But it lessens with time. The more time you repeat these behaviours, the easier it will become, and the more normalised it will become in your brain. So yeah, I guess all I can say really, the big point in this is you can't just hide away and ignore challenging yourself because it makes you feel negative emotions. Recovery is difficult. You are going to feel numerous negative emotions. At times they will feel overwhelming. But as Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going, because in recovery it's so difficult. It's a really difficult journey. But at the other end, there is a happy, healthy life waiting for you that you can fight for. If you choose not to go through recovery and you choose not to go through the difficult journey, you're still going to be stuck in a miserable words today not happening. You're still going to be stuck in a miserable place endlessly, and there is no light at the end of that tunnel. Staying in your eating disorder, there is nothing, it has nothing positive to offer you, whereas embarking on a difficult journey with a massive amount of positives at the end, you know, is obviously going to be better for you. And you honestly do have the strength to do that and reach the other end. Your eating disorder will continue to try and make you feel like you don't have the strength to do that, but you absolutely do. I can promise you that. However persuasive your eating disorder voice sounds, it's lying, it's manipulating you. That's how the eating disorder stays alive. It's how it survives, by lying and persuading you about things that are not true. So you'll believe them and keep being ruled by the eating disorder. So yeah, fuck the eating disorder. You are much stronger than it, and it's a bully. It's a massive, horrible, murderous bully, basically. And it's full of lies, and it's not logical. It's not rational. And yeah, don't listen to it. It sucks. It's wrong. It's a complete, lots of bad words. Yeah. So I think really that's all I have to say. This lighting is like really weird because there's like pretty much thunderstorms going on outside, so it's like made my face kind of have like a weird blue tinge, which I'm gonna try and like edit out, but YouTube don't have many options for that, and I don't have any kind of professional editing gear, so yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully I'm not gonna be looking like a zombie when you watch me, but I probably will, but oh well. So I have been offered my job now. I mean, I was offered it before, I mean, at the end of my interview, but I've been formally offered a job as a therapeutic care worker now at my local eating disorders inpatient residential home. So much excitement, like very much excitement. It's subject to my references and a health questionnaire and a DBS check, which is about like criminal records and stuff like that, which I have none of, apart from, you know, that gang that I run. The thug life chose me. Yeah, so yeah, no, hopefully that's all gonna be fine, because there's nothing wrong with me and I am not a criminal, so hopefully that'll be great. So yeah, I'm well excited. So yeah. Ugh, it's raining so badly and I have to go to town, which means I'm gonna have to get a lift from my dad when I'd rather be walking down the canal on a nice sunny day, which it was like an hour ago. But now it's not. Oh well. Well, I hope everybody is doing really, really well. I hope this video made sense, because I felt like I was rambling, but I always feel like I'm rambling, so, you know, never mind. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm really sorry that I haven't made a video for a while. I have been like super busy with like so many things. I've also been creating a website, a recovery website. I've been getting, you know, pretty annoyed by the Tumblr people now, because there's loads of great people like you guys, and my followers, people that really need help and support, and of course I am going to stay on the blog and continue maintaining it as usual. But there are some really awful people on Tumblr, and I'm getting really annoyed by them, because they're not helping anyone and they're actually triggering a lot of people. And I kind of wanted to make like a website so that there is a kind of more adult, safer environment for you guys if you wanted to contact me without anyone else reading my responses or being able to like reblog my responses and add triggering content to it. So as soon as I finish making that, I will put up the link and everything on my Tumblr and on here at some point. So that, you know, yeah, you're completely like safe to contact me without everybody else seeing your questions or my answers or commenting on it or anything. Obviously, some people, well, a lot of people are going to prefer Tumblr because that is like the big thing at the moment, but I just thought I'd create kind of, you know, a proper site, just so it's, you know, more of a thing, more of my thing. So yeah, anyway, as I said, hope you guys are doing really well, and I hopefully will speak to you next week rather than, you know, 2 weeks time like it usually is at the moment. But I'll try and make an effort to make another video next week. So I will talk to you then.